We're back. It is Wednesday, November 19th. Happy birthday to my brother. He's 38 years old today.
That's right.
We are back. It is Wednesday. The Steel Deal. I'm Nick. That's Brad. Excited to be back. These are always more fun after a win.
Yeah,
They're always more fun after a win,
it's a good weekend.
even when you're 3 days later. I had the
Yeah.
pleasure of once again being up in Pittsburgh for this game, so it was just such a great weekend. We're gonna get into all of it. Kind of our initial thoughts, but I wanted to touch on the weekend itself. I think I might say the November 1 o'clock games at Acrisure, Heinz, whatever, are the best. It's chilly, it's not cold.
Yeah.
You got the energy around you because people are staying up to be involved in the game. It was a great time. Went up with Dad, went with my grandfather and my cousin, and it was an awesome weekend, an awesome day at the stadium. One of the best games I've seen. Obviously, a little slow to start, but
Yeah.
it felt like such a Pittsburgh day, and the vibes were high. The Iron Cities were flowing, but nothing too egregious. We were fine, but overall, great weekend. Uh, again, I've talked about the T on here before with you, Brad. They need to put bathrooms at the stops so you can run off
Yeah.
and maybe not pee on a building in downtown Pittsburgh, but it happens, right? It
Yeah.
happens, and we were safe, we were fine. So let's get into the notes. You said you just rewatched the game.
Uh-huh.
Your thoughts are a little bit fresher than mine. What did you see on Sunday that jumped out at you and that you're loving and that you're not loving still?
Well, I didn't get to watch the game on Sunday. I was just following the box score and seeing some highlights here and there. But watching the replay, the secondary, just it's just crazy to see that this is essentially almost the same secondary that just got annihilated by Cincinnati, what, a month ago?
Yep.
They were, and James Pierre, holy cow.
Woo!
Yeah. And I kind of crack up. I saw a headline earlier today, like, it looks like they're going to bench Darius Slay for James Pierre. And it's like, well, Slay shouldn't have been starting to begin with. And if you've got a youngish guy, I mean, he's been in the league, what, 5, 6 years now?
Yep.
I mean, he's at the point now where he still has youth, but I imagine he's got the brains to go along with it to, the game's rolling fairly slow for him. I would rather have a player in that position on their way up and kind of peaking more or less, or starting to peak maybe. I don't know what the deal is. We'll find out. But
Yeah.
versus Slay, who when they signed him, they knew that this guy's on the downside of his career. He's just a coach in pads, and they should have been using him as such from the outset of the season.
Yeah, I think with the first of all, yeah, the defense was spectacular. It felt like a Steelers defense, top to bottom. They played
Mm-hmm.
well. I mean, we held the Bengals to virtually nothing. I mean, truly virtually nothing. I will say that I think the final score is skewed a little bit because of the defensive, the two massive turnovers, which pick six and then the fumble return for a touchdown kind of sealed things. But I'm with you on the Pierre. It's been interesting because again he feels like a new face, but he's not. He's been up and down. He's been on the practice squad. He's been our cornerback five for like 2 or 3 years and he stepped up and he played phenomenally. But I knew he wasn't going to start this week. I knew it. Dad and I were on the way back down from Pittsburgh, and I said they're going to start Slay, and it's not going to surprise me because Tomlin, one of his things is he will not. He says you cannot lose your job due to injury.
Yeah.
So I would expect that Slay is going to come out, be the starter, probably start the first drive. But I mean, these guys know what to do. They're gonna get Pierre in there as much as possible. I do. I will. It will be interesting because Caleb Williams is obviously a lot younger than Joe Flacco, so Slay's experience there might make a difference. Again, we're kind of leaning towards the defense overall has been a lot better on the back half of the schedule so far. So I'm beginning to trust them more. I think Ramsey's slide to safety has helped a lot.
He made some really good play. He's getting up in the action, even though he's playing free safety.
Yep.
He's not going to sit back there and just play center field. And he had his nose around there a lot on Sunday.
He did. He did. He's gaining confidence in his new position. He's a Hall of Fame corner, but transitioning to a new position is big, and I think we're seeing that growth out of him. I also think the addition of Kyle Duggar, pride of Lenoir Rhyne University, go Bears. How amazing is that? Well, as you know, Brad, I got that full video I got the full pick six on camera.
Yeah.
I was coming back from a bathroom run, and I was like, let me just record this because you had mentioned, hey, let's get some B-roll. So I just walked by. I walked through the tunnel. I was getting footage, and I was like, oh. So I got the pick six on film, which was amazing. Uh, Kyle Duggar's been fantastic. He's playing with a renewed confidence that I think you saw in New England that made them re-sign him. And sometimes players just don't work in some systems, and it's possible he wasn't working in Vrabel's system, and he'll work in our system. I do wonder what's going to happen when Deshaun Elliott comes back because he's on IR, but they can bring him back. And if that's true that it was just a hyperextended knee, then he'll be back a couple of weeks. Are we going to rotate the three safety? Are we going to put Ramsey back in the slot? Brandon Echols has been, I think, pretty good. He's gotten beat up the last 2 weeks a little bit in the slot, but the defensive backfield's playing well. The defense is playing really well. But let's talk about the offense. How do you think the offense did?
Yeah. Well, first half it was a lot of, just back and forth and not really getting a lot done other than that opening drive touchdown. Was the opening drive, right? Yeah.
Yep, it was. Yep.
But I mean, again, we'll see what happens with Aaron and his semi-broken wrist, and
Yeah.
if he can get them moving the ball, because Mason played good football, but he didn't do anything extraordinary. I mean, he dropped back. There wasn't a lot of pressure on him. Every time he dropped back, he had plenty of time to throw the ball, just about. And he's just watching the field and waiting for the open guy and hitting the open dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought, it kind of felt like Mason played really well, but you look at the box score, he didn't do anything remarkable. He just did his job. And that, that's all you can ask your backup to do. He came in there. I will say he hit Roman early, which I thought was big for him.
That was a nice route too.
It was a great route, and Rodgers has kind of struggled in that side of the field on that medium coverage to his left. I don't know why. Who knows why? But I physically saw Roman on the field. I was like, throw it to him, and the ball came his way, and I was glad to see that worked out. Darnell Washington. Oh my God.
It's like Eric Green Part 2, man.
Dude, when he caught that ball on 3rd and 17, right? I don't know if I've heard a stadium louder, like not crucial 4th down stop in the 4th quarter, just like middle of a game loud than that moment. That obviously he's endeared himself to Steelers already. Mm-hmm. But that man has endeared himself to the entire fan base.
You know what it's similar to?
What's
Vance
that?
McDonald in Tampa Bay.
Yes, that stiff arm. That stiff arm where he made, I think it was Chris Conti, he just made him eat his entire fist in the face. And then Vance ran, I think it was like 76 yards or something like that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Some amazing.
Run.
Yeah, it was fantastic. But it's hard to compare the two because that was more one-on-one, boom. Darnell was just grown man playing peewee football.
Yeah, he took out 3 or 4 guys.
He just kept going.
It's like a wrecking ball.
Just swatting them away. And he went on a podcast, I think today or yesterday, and he announced that he's listed at 280, right? He's listed at 6'7", 280. He said his official weight, he's 6'7", 311.
And playing tight end.
Playing tight end. That's incredible. That is incredible. His coming out this year has been so much fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
I will say, because we have the 3 tight ends, you notice different things when you're at the stadium, when you're watching things that aren't on the broadcast, because you just see different things. It kind of felt like I didn't know what exactly we were doing, but I knew if Jonnu and Pat were in there, it's pass play, right? Yeah. I knew that if Skoranek and Darnell were in there, it's a run play. There was just certain things that kind of felt like dead giveaways, and I would like to
get away from that.
Yeah, I'd like to see Arthur Smith mix that up a little bit because, Pat's getting out snapped by Jonnu right now, which is not good for him. But Pat still makes the plays when he needs to, when the ball is thrown his way, but you can't have that. Okay, so Fryermuth and Johnny were in the game, so we know it's a pass play. You gotta mix that up. But all in all, it was great. Obviously, Ramsey and Chase got after each other. It just quick question, in your opinion, could you, if I said who is the best trash talker in NFL history, like is there someone that pops up to you immediately?
Uh, Maybe Greg Lloyd, and it's only because on Monday Night Football they did a piece on him. I think it was they did a piece on him on Monday Night Football, and he had been. It was in '94, and he had been mic'd up on the field a few weeks before during the game, and it was the start of that season. Dallas came to Pittsburgh and kicked our tails 26-9, but Greg was mic'd up, and then they played that on Monday Night Football when they did that piece, and he was talking trash the entire game. And you just got to hear, I mean, everything in between the plays. And I mean, he's standing there. He's pointing at Larry Allen, who's off Dallas offensive lineman. You going down? You going down next, man? I mean,
That's
just
funny.
running. They're getting ready to snap the ball, and he's still talking.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm begging for them to just release, just do a mic up the players and just let them play, no broadcast. Just let it run. But Jalen Ramsey is a known trash talker.
You
He
can
is
see it in between almost every play that they put
he
the
is
camera on.
constantly jawing. And I mean, he got AJ Green to fight him. And AJ Green had like nothing. He didn't, I don't even think he had an unsportsmanlike until that moment. Jalen Ramsey says something where he gets under their skin, and Jamar Chase did not like that. And obviously the spit, and then Ramsey got kicked out. He was ejected. And then we see afterwards that, yeah, Ramsey punched him in the face, but it's because he got spit on. And I did like
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin's comment,
Mm-hmm. Do what
like,
comes
yeah,
natural.
yep, just take care of business. But it was just kind of cool to see that fire in a guy. Obviously, you want to keep it between the lines and that kind of stuff. But it was cool to see that fire from Ramsey. And I
Mhm.
wonder if you can make a list of like the top 10 best trash talkers, if Ramsey would sit on that list and where he would.
Oh,
Because
wow.
again, he is just he can do it. It's been great.
Yeah. Joey Porter was a good one, too.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention that I pulled the defensive stats. James Pierre and Joey Porter Jr. both are ranked in the upper echelon of cornerback play this year. Now,
Okay.
James Pierre's numbers are a little inflated because he has less starts, so it's hard to. But Joey Porter Jr. has been playing like a top 10 corner this year,
Oh, wow.
and he's had some
He's been a
ill-timed
little up and
penalties,
down here and there with the penalties, but
but overall he's been phenomenal,
yeah,
and he's
good.
kind of stepped into that cornerback one role. I mean, he held they held the entire Bengals offense to nothing.
Hmm.
Besides that T. Higgins touchdown, which there was a very obvious hold on, the whole stadium saw it. That's why the defense stopped rushing. Like there was a penalty, and we all
Wow.
just assumed. But yeah, the question for this week is going to be Rodgers and if he can play.
Yeah,
I
and
think
getting
he
back
will play.
to the offense a little bit, I like Caleb Johnson. He got some limited carries, but he
He
did
did.
something with every time he got the rock, he was doing something positive with it.
Yeah,
And I think his least was like 3 yards.
yeah, when I see him run, he just looks like a running back. Like he looks like he's going to grow into that role. The three running back system is kind of working. It's kind of interesting. This is the second game now that Jalen Warren has left early with an injury,
Hmm.
and Kenneth Gainwell has had to step up. When Jalen Warren leaves the field for an injury, Kenneth Gainwell steps up like both
Yeah.
times. He had 9 rushes for 24 yards and 7 receptions for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Hmm. If Jalen ends up missing the Chicago game or anything down the stretch, I feel like Caleb's putting in position to get the rock more and
Hmm.
maybe end up with 12 to 15 carries a game, something like that. And if this ends up being a team that's making a push for the playoffs and this offensive line just keeps developing, if we end up being a team that can roll out 175 yards a game, getting around into December football,
Yep.
they could be dangerous because if you run the ball that well, it's going to open up your passing game.
Yeah, and I think Jalen practiced in full today.
Oh, okay.
I think, but Rogers didn't. So, that's going to be the question. I think for him, it's more so if he's cleared, he'll play because again, it's his non-throwing hand.
Hmm.
So,
But still, he's got to. I mean, is he going to be in a situation where they can only play out of the shotgun?
yeah, I mean, his whole thing is he's got the best play action fake in the game.
Exactly. Or do you remember? I mean, Ben was able to get by with it because he was in his prime, but when he broke his nose several
Yeah,
years ago and he had to play that game against Baltimore, and they rolled out the pistol offense, and
yeah,
he was in this like baby shotgun the
yeah.
entire game, and they
Some
called it
of
the
the
pistol.
some of the things that Ben did, injured Ben,
Yeah,
he would like break his leg and then come back with a walking boot on and drop 400.
yeah. Aaron can't do that right now. So
Now,
if he's got anything going on, let Pops sit on the bench. you know.
is Mason here to save the holiday season again? What do you think?
Well, I mean, we'll just have to see if he can make things happen when he gets somebody in his face.
Yeah,
Because Cincinnati didn't get any pressure on him, and he was
no.
just able to sit back there, eat a snack, and then check down or whatever. I saw somebody online calling him Captain Check Down. It's like, well, he's if he's taking what the defense gives him, eventually those check downs are going to end up to the defense moving forward to take away the check down, and then somebody getting open on the back end, and then we know he's got the arm to take advantage of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to believe he's been with us for so long. Obviously, the 2 year sabbatical, 1 year sabbatical,
Yeah, just one in
one
Tennessee,
one year in
then
Tennessee.
right
Yeah,
back.
and he's just so well loved. Did you see his post game comments?
Yeah, he
He's
loved
like, this
playing
is
there.
yeah. He's like, this is my home. This is where I was drafted. I think if Mason, I think Rodgers will play. Like if I had to put money on it,
Hmm.
because Rodgers also loves beating the Bears.
Oh yeah,
Like that's his favorite thing. So I think he's going to play. But if he doesn't, I don't think we will lose because of our offense. Our offense isn't winning us games right now. They're
yeah,
not losing us games. Right now, we're winning and losing based on the defense.
yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, pretty much. So if the defense can hold their own, I think the offense can hold their own. I'm worried about Ben Johnson and what he can do to us because he has torn us up, it feels like. And Caleb
He's
Williams is
innovative
looking
mind.
good. Yeah, Caleb Williams is looking really good. They have weapons all over the place. They have a tight end who's really good, and we all know how the Steelers do against tight ends. So if you got Colston Loveland this week in fantasy, make sure you start him because he'll probably get 300 yards and 3 touchdowns somehow.
Yeah, they
But
went in, what they beat Minnesota 16-13.
something like
Yeah,
that. I mean, it
yeah. I know
wasn't
that
that.
was a big deal for them to go into Minnesota and win. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, but it looks like the Steelers are changing. We're kind of adapting our defense. Again, a good stat. I've complained before that the single high safety does not work in passing down situations. I said it last week. It's how you just destroy a defense
Uh
and you
huh.
beat them up. We ran a two high safety last week, 72.5% of the time, which was our highest since 2018.
Wow. Holy smokes.
It worked. And it's not like it's the first time we've had two capable safeties, so I don't know
Uh
why
huh.
we decided now. And then Cam Hayward made those comments on his podcast to Jamar Chase. Yeah, what are you going to do when we have a plan for you? I'm like, why didn't we have a plan for him in the first time?
Well, that's with Duggar's signing. I asked my buddy, it's a Pats fan. I was like, what? He's like, well, he's mostly a box safety.
Yep.
He's like, Vrabel is getting away from the box safety, and he's going to play two highs, and that's the system he wants to run. And Jabril Peppers and Duggar,
Yep.
they're box safeties, and he didn't want them on the team.
We'll
So
take him, I guess.
yeah, I mean, we'll see how they shake down.
Yeah.
Peppers. I mean, he was out there. He didn't get a lot of action, but he was on
No.
the field some.
Yeah, I think, we've now picked up three defensive, corner safety, backfield guys
Hmm.
mid-season, and it's curious how we're all going to fit them in once they're all back healthy. Because Asante Samuel Jr. still has to get just still has to get up to game speed. He hasn't played in a year, I guess. Yeah, a year. So once he's in there and
Yeah.
once Deshaun Elliott's back, what are we going to do? Because at that point, we're only going to have a couple weeks to be ready for the playoffs, and that's it's all coming down to Week 18 against Baltimore.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm telling you right now, it's going to come down to that for the division and probably the only wild card, or probably the only playoff berth in the division, because we'll both probably be 10-6 or 10-7, whatever.
If they can go into Chicago and win, it'll give me a lot more hope than it does right now.
Yeah.
I'm happy with what they did. I did see one thing: the defense at the start of the third quarter when Cincy had the ball, they're in their base offense, or appeared to be their base offense, because I think it was a first down. It was running down. We had our nickel D out. We had two linemen and the rest linebackers down front, and they ran the ball and gas just for like 35 yards. What
Yeah.
what are you doing? I
Yeah.
mean, I just it's like the playoff game against Baltimore last year. What was it, 35 or 40% of the time we had our nickel defense on the field trying to defend the run.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, happy we won, but I pick up on that. And I was like, what? Just a little confusing.
Yeah, no, and I think it's a great point that like we're the same way. I'm like, we won, but we're not. I'm not like, yeah, we're good, we're going all the way. Steelers going to the Super Bowl. Like I'm not, because the two defensive touchdowns, obviously very important to the game, but you take those out, and we didn't do a whole lot on offense. We struggled on offense, and
Against the worst defense in the league.
right, and I understand that turnovers are the way that Tomlin wants to play, but we've seen we cannot bank on that for success,
Yeah.
because when we do that, we just get destroyed. I do think it's interesting that the Steelers get to looking ahead. The Steelers get to the quarterback the quickest in the NFL, and of qualified quarterbacks, Caleb Williams holds the ball the longest in the NFL.
Oh, that's good to
So
know.
yeah, there's a chance that we could get after him this week.
I haven't
I
seen
also-
him play much. Is he much of a runner?
Yes, but he's not going. He's not Lamar Jackson. He's
Uh-huh.
more so early career Mahomes, I would say.
Okay.
Probably kind of Rodgers-esque, where it's like, yeah, he'll scramble for like 25 or 30, but
Uh-huh.
he's not running downfield. He's not breaking. He's so quick. He's
Hmm.
so exciting to watch. He's fantastic to watch. We actually re-signed John Reese Plumlee, who we was on the,
I
the
saw
preseason
that.
team. He's running scout team.
Oh,
And
okay.
I saw a clip of him from practice, and Caleb Williams kind of holds the ball out when he scrambles. He doesn't tuck it. He kind of holds it out, and they're practicing that, and they're practicing swatting the ball.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's awesome. Like, I love seeing that. But
Uh-huh.
obviously, if we see it, the Bears are seeing it. They're telling, hey, you're having five capable pass rushers coming for you at any given time. You got to hold that ball. I'm really looking forward to this matchup because I think Ben Johnson is a hell of a coach,
Hmm.
and the Bears have so much talent, but it's like they're the Bears still.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious because I feel like I'm with you. If we can beat the Bears, not that the Bears are a Super Bowl team, but if we can beat the Bears, I feel good about our ability to compete the rest of the year.
Hmm. Because I still feel like we're an average football team. Ones that
Yeah.
they look like they could blow the doors off somebody one week, and then the next week they can't get out of their own way, and it's
Yeah.
like, psh, psh, psh.
Yeah. I mean, the Chargers destroy us, and then the Chargers get destroyed by Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Like, the NFL, the circle of suck, right? That's what
yeah. There you go.
and that's just what it comes down to. But that's what makes it interesting. All right, let's talk about our Steelers of the week. Who you got?
I'm going with Pierre.
Okay.
Yeah, he's. I love good defensive back play, and
Yep.
he showed up. That defensive touchdown, and
Yep.
that just locking things down on his end.
I also love that he wears an uncommon jersey,
Yeah.
the 42. I'm like,
Hmm.
that's awesome, man. Like, it's
Yep.
not just like 22. It's not a 20 number. A 40 number in today's age for a cornerback is very unlikely unless you're Marlon Humphrey for the Ravens. But
It's an
yeah,
old school type thing.
yeah. I just he played so well. I had a feeling you were going to say him, so I chose someone else. I'm going with Darnell because I think that just for the vibes alone, I'm like, should I get a Darnell Washington jersey? Like, should I?
Yeah,
Just
there you go.
and I also want to give a special shout out, not necessarily Steeler of the Week, but to Nick Herbig. He's been playing fantastic on the Kyle Duggar pick six. So not only does Herbig get pressure, he also is the
He
man
was the
who set.
escort, wasn't he?
Do what?
He was kind of escorting him down the field a little. He
Bingo.
threw a block very end.
He sprinted down the field and made one of the big blocks for Duggar to score the six.
I
And I
remember you
love
saying
that
that.
because the play does not end when the ball goes past you. He chased the ball, and that's what I love to see.
Yeah.
It was it was great. So moving right along, let's talk winners and losers. Who you got?
Oh, losers. Hmm. You go first.
Okay. For my losers, I'm going Corey Trice
Oh
and
man.
Calvin Austin the third. Corey Trice, I sent you the text right before we started filming.
Yeah.
It looks like, his time is probably over.
Yeah.
Kind of another Senquez Golden, I think, situation where the talent is so obviously there, but you can't get past the injuries. And at a certain point, you can't keep saying, we're going to wait for you to get better. We're going to wait for you to get better. If he's not on the field, it's hard to continue to roster him. So I hate that for him. We were all rooting for him to, especially to opposite Joey, because they're both just tall, lanky guys.
Uh,
And then my other loser is Calvin Austin, officially wide receiver three now. Roman is officially, snap count. Roman's wide receiver two. They tried to put Calvin out there for a punt return, and he decided to field it at the 7 yard line for some reason.
yeah.
And
Not
that
good.
stuff is not going to fly with Mike Tomlin. So he started the season so high, and Rodgers said so many great things about him, and I kind of feel like he's just kind of falling down now, and he's more so wide receiver 3/4.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have to go with Boz.
Okay.
He dinked one off the uprights. He's got to get it right down through the middle, man. I mean, he
He's
scored on it, but come on, brother.
yeah. The thing is, he's made so many. It's like that's to your point. It's like, oh man, if it's not perfect, what's wrong?
Yeah, it's like you got to get back on track.
Yeah. He
He's the greatest out there, so he's got a lot to live up to.
is he a Hall of Famer? You think?
No, I mean, have there been any kickers or punters get in yet?
There's a punter.
Is it Ray Guy?
It's Ray Guy. Yeah.
Okay.
I would assume Vinatieri will get in if he's not already. I think in today's age, you're going to see some kickers get in because I think you're going to start to see the voting kind of go towards like position stuff. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're letting too many guys in
I
to the
definitely
Hall
agree
of
with
Fame
that.
that don't deserve to be in there. So
100% agree with that.
I believe you're right. We may be going down that road where kickers and punters are gonna. And
Yeah.
not that maybe they don't belong in there, but you better be. I mean, really good to get out there, and you're out 4 or 5 times a game.
Yep.
I don't know what the exact average is for a punter to hit the field or a kicker,
Yeah.
but I mean, if you're going to be out there, you better be making some things happen really good for your team.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's easy to say touchdowns or, and whatever, and defense wins the game, but there's a reason why most long tenured kickers all have the most points in their team's history.
Hmm.
So I think you might see kickers start to get out. I'm not saying they're all going to be first ballot. But I think a good example of that kind of is Devin Hester. Devin Hester, obviously the greatest kick returner of all time,
Yeah.
but that's such a niche position. He wasn't an elite corner. He was an elite wide
And
receiver.
he got in sometime in the last few years, didn't he?
Yeah, because
I remember
I'm
hearing that and going,
pretty sure.
no, don't
Well,
do
and the thing is,
that.
like, I think in my opinion, he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because he changed the position and he was the best at his position, for whatever amount of time. So I agree with that. I think Boz is weirdly kind of similar to Roethlisberger, where he was never like the bona fide best in the league, but he was consistently top five,
Uh,
top three. Had a year where he's like, okay, this year best kicker, you know. But he's had Tucker and now Brandon Aubrey. He's kind of had these guys that are up here with him, but has been so consistently good.
mhm.
I think there's a case for him, but I'm with you overall. I think the Hall of Fame allows too many people.
Yeah.
Cut it
And
down, trim it. I'm
and
gonna go with for a winner, an obscure winner. I'm going Mason Rudolph because I think again, alluding back to his comment, like this is my home, whatever. When he came on the field, first of all, when you're in the stadium, the announcers aren't there to say, "Yeah, looks like Rodgers was on the sideline grabbing his wrist." We didn't know that. I didn't know any of that.
oh, okay.
So we just saw Mason Rudolph trotting out there, and we're like, what's going on?" And the crowd starts going crazy. He just, that's got to be cool for him to know that
Yeah. Oh yeah.
this city supports him like that. Whether or not he plays this week, I think he's entrenched himself in that kind of Charlie Batch territory of Pittsburgh backups, where
Hey,
he's not
that's
gonna.
not bad company to be in.
No,
That's for sure. Because
not at
anytime
all.
Batch was out there, it's like, well, I believe we're in good hands.
Yeah, like Batch is not gonna lose us the game.
Hmm.
May not win us the game. He's not gonna lose us the game. And I think Mason Rudolph is really in that top tier QB2 range. If, big if Rodgers does not play this week, Will Howard will be active.
Yep.
And I would be really curious to see if he gets any action at all, even just as a quick package, just to get him some game time. Because he was active, he was dressed for the first time last Sunday, but he was the emergency third, so he couldn't play unless Mason got hurt too.
Hmm.
So just interesting. It's something to look out for as we
Okay.
progress through the season.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
all in all, it was like I said, it was such a great day in Pittsburgh. Couldn't ask for a better November day. Again, it cold but not like freezing. They called for rain. Rain never showed up.
That's good.
Great atmosphere. It as I get to go to these games more and more, it's really cool to see the different people around you that you continue to meet and get to
Uh-huh.
know. And I don't even know who their names are, but we see them once a year, and it's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, what's up? How you doing?" type thing. There's a guy in the row ahead of us, and anytime a big special teams play happens, he goes special, and then everyone else yells teams, and it's like this whole thing, and it's so funny. And for app games and watching Steeler games at home, if a big play like that happens, now Sarah will go special, and I'll go teams. So it's just kind of cool to see that stuff build. But
In the spirit of specialists, I was going to mention a few minutes ago, Corliss Waitman.
yeah,
I don't remember him being on the field much in the Bengals game punting, but he is the first punter we've had in a long time that when he's out on the field, totally comfortable with him getting the punt off and putting our defense in a good position. Just the specialist things with Tomlin and even with Cowher through the years, there's not always consistency right there. It's like, well, they got somebody back there to kick it, but we don't really know what's going to happen when his foot hits the ball, kind of thing.
yeah,
So, but I mean, that guy, he's every single week he's consistent.
yeah. He's been an incredible pickup for us. We kind of cycled through him. We had the 4 years of Presley Harvin the third from Georgia Tech.
It's so much potential in just. Is he
Yeah,
even in the league now?
I think he was on like the 49ers practice squad, but I don't think he's active
Okay.
anywhere. It just didn't work out, and that's fine. He
Mhm.
he had good hang time. That's what Harvin had amazing hang time,
Yeah.
but he couldn't pin it. He didn't have the leg to kick it super far. So it's like, okay, it's up in the air. All right, it's a touch, or it's a fair catch. But there
Hmm.
was never kind
Coffin
of felt like
corner.
no risk, no reward type thing.
Yep.
But no, like I said, it was a, it's a win. We're happy about it. It keeps us ahead of the Ravens, who also won. They are hot on our tail, and it's going to come down to Week 18 in Pittsburgh. Everyone knows it. We have to keep them off of us, and we got a rough schedule coming up.
Who's after Chicago?
The Bills.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we off the top of my head, we got Bills, Bears, Ravens twice,
the Lions are on there too.
Lions. I think we have the Browns one more time too. Yeah, yeah. So we have I got it. At Chicago versus Buffalo, at Baltimore versus Miami, at Detroit, at Cleveland versus Baltimore.
Whew.
I will say right now, I am I have one flip-flop. I am perfect on my predictions.
Oh wow.
So toot my own horn there. I had us losing to Minnesota, but beating Seattle.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm exactly right. And I have it for the record. I have us beating Chicago. So,
Okay.
yep. All right. You got anything else for us today?
Uh, no. I believe that about does it. I mean, it was, they played a good ball game.
Yep.
Defense came up with 14 points, and you, not much to complain about at the moment. We'll see how things turn out this coming weekend, and hopefully we're not complaining next week.
Hopefully, we're both wearing jerseys next week.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
I
that's what
found
we're
mine.
that's what we're gonna hope for that moving forward. So awesome. Well, that's another episode of the Steel Deal. Remember, you can follow us on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, on YouTube, on Amazon Podcast. I still don't know all the podcasts.
Yeah,
I
neither
use
do I.
platform thing. But just shoot us a follow.
Yeah,
Drop your
we're out
comments.
there.
We're out there. Drop your comments or questions in the comments, and one of us, probably Brad, will respond to them.
Cool.
Awesome. We'll see y'all next time.